Well, it's up to you, he said. I doubt if it will come off, but I can see you are not doing yourself or anyone else much good by staying here. How long would you like me to say you should stay away from school? Would 6 months be all right? This is very kind of you. It's nothing. I have only just stopped being a student myself, so I know how you feel. Here you are. Dr. Whale handed him the certificate. And the best of luck. How much? Nothing. If you have anything to spare, invite Yuri to a meal. He is a good friend of mine and yours too, I think. Albert had no money to spare, but he pretended he had and took Yuri out to supper. Doctor was still not convinced if the college idea would succeed, but he is definitely convinced about the fact that Albert going to school is not doing any good, nor being here in this place. Thus, he confirms if a 6-month away from school period would be enough to put his plan in place. So, Dr. Whale tells him that he understands the situation well because he has also stopped being a student recently. So, he even refuses to take any fee for the doctor fee, and he suggested that it is good to give Yuri a dinner treat, because he deserves, because he is really a sincere friend who helped him. So Albert was really filled with joy, and he took Yuri out for the supper, even though he had very little money to spare or to spend. Isn't it wonderful? He said after showing Yuri the certificate. Yes, it's fine, Yuri agreed. 6 months is a good period. This way you won't actually be leaving the school, so if the worst comes to the worst, you will be able to come back and carry on for your diploma. So when Albert shows the certificate to Yuri, he is really says wonderful, and he is able to see that his plan is going to be success. And Yuri asked, saying that if he is not able to succeed in Italy, or rather if he is not able to get admission anywhere within 6 months, so he can come back and complete his school diploma. But Albert reassures Yuri that this is not going to take place. Certificate he would give to the head teacher next day, and Albert also reminded Yuri also reminded Albert that he should meet the math teacher for the reference letter, so that would be helpful for Albert to get admission in the college. Mr. Koch willingly gave Albert the reference he had wanted. If I say I can't teach you anymore, and probably you will soon be able to teach me, will that be all fine or all right? So Albert meets Mr. Koch, very good teacher, and Albert learns mathematics in his class quite well, and now he wants to meet him and get all the marks which he has received, and that would be helpful for him to get admission, and also a kind of recommendation that would certify him that he is really qualified to enter into college. "That's saying too much, sir," said Albert. "It's only the truth. But all right, I'll put it more seriously. So it was still a glowing reference, and Mr. Koch made the point that Albert was ready immediately to enter a college or institute for the study of higher mathematics. So Albert was given the positive note, and he received a very nice referral. So he even went to the extent saying that Albert would soon be ready to teach him. No? So "I'm sorry you are leaving us, although you are wasting your time in my class," he said. "It's almost the only class where I am not wasting my time," said Albert. But how did you know I am leaving, sir?" "You wouldn't have asked me for this reference otherwise." "I thought you were wonder." "There is nothing to wonder about, Einstein. I knew you were going to leave before you knew yourself." So the conversation between Mr. Koch, the mathematics teacher, and Albert continues, where we find that Albert is told that he is just wasting his time being there in Munich, and so teacher was not surprised when Albert is asking for the reference, because he wants to study elsewhere, not here. And it is not a wondering thing or surprising for the teacher as well. But teacher says that he knew that one day he will leave the school. Albert was puzzled. What did the teacher mean? He soon found out before he had a chance to ask for an interview with head teacher. He was summoned to the head's room. "Well, it saves me the trouble of having to wait an hour or two outside," he thought. So as he was conversing with the math teacher, someone came and told that he has to meet the head teacher, and he was quite happy that his intention of meeting head teacher is being shortened, or otherwise he has to wait at the door for 1 hour or two in order to get a chance to enter in. He hardly bothered to wonder why he had been sent for, but vaguely supposed he was to be punished again for bad work or laziness. Well, he had finished this with punishments. "I'm not going to punish you," the head teacher said to Albert's surprise. "Your work is terrible, and I am not prepared to have you here any longer, Einstein. I want you to leave the school now." "Leave school now?" repeated Albert, dazed. "That is what I said." "You mean," said Albert, "that I am to be expelled?" So Albert was called up to the head teacher, and the teacher expressed his displeasure about Albert did not thought that he will be called to the office of the head teacher, and when he reached there, he was told that he is not giving punishment to him as it used to be early, but he is telling him that he should leave the school because he is not learning anything, and he is no more head teacher is not willing to keep him anymore in the school because of the reputation of the school also is at stake. So he was told to leave the school now. So Albert was asking whether he is expelled from the school, and the head teacher says it's not expelled, but he must leave because that is the demand of the rest of the teachers and others. You can take it that way if you wish, Einstein. The head teacher was not mincing words. The simplest thing will be for you to go of your own accord, and then the question won't arise. But, said Albert, what crime have I committed? Your presence in the classroom makes it impossible for the teacher to teach and for the other pupils to learn. You refuse to learn. You are in constant rebellion, and no serious work can be done while you are there. Albert felt the medical certificate almost burning a hole in his pocket. I was going to leave anyway, he said. Then we are in agreement at least, Einstein, the head said. So here we get the picture of how Einstein was told that he should leave the school. It is not expelled, but in a simplest way that he is not able to comply with whatever is told in the school. So if Albert feels that it is displeasure to be there, he can leave the school. But Albert wanted to know what is the crime that he has committed, and he is told to leave the school. And head teacher says that he has become a troublesome student in the class. Teacher cannot teach in the class when he is there, and the pupils cannot learn because he is there. Many times he refuses to learn, and so there is a constantly disturbance in a class, being his rebellious character. And so it is for the sake of peace in the class, a head teacher is asking that he should leave the school. And then Albert finally he admits, he says that yes, that was a plan for which he had come. Of course, he did not give the medical certificate, but before he could give, he already getting the freedom from the school, being he is sent out of the school. So for a moment Albert was tempted to tell the man what he thought of him and his school. Then he stopped himself. Without another word, holding his head high, he stalked out. "Shut the door after you," shouted the head. Albert ignored him. He walked straight on, out of the school where he had spent 5 miserable years, without turning his head to give it a last look. He could not think of anyone he wanted to say goodbye to. Indeed, Yuri, who was almost the only person in Munich he felt like seeing before he left the town he had come to hate almost as much as the school. Elsa was back in Berlin, and he had no other real friends. "Goodbye and good luck," said Yuri when he left. "You are going to a wonderful country. I hope you will be happier there." So the concluding part of the chapter is bringing in front of us that the Einstein is leaving the school because he was told to leave the school. Not actually he is expelled, but they mutually agreed that Albert cannot cope up with the situation in school. Neither people in the school can cope up with his demand of learning. So Albert was really an intelligent boy, and he found that he is in the wrong place, and he wanted to change from that school to another school. And it was a great plan on his part to produce a medical certificate, and he will be away from the school for 6 months. Meanwhile, he will go to Italy with his parents and pursue his further studies. And fortunately, this is what happens, and it comes to in his way that he is told not to come to school anymore. But he wanted to know what is the reason. So, as he said, that he is a trouble boy, but he feels very much happy and enjoys the freedom. And he says that 5 miserable years has been over. It is ended, and he doesn't want to look back at that school. It is important for all of us who are involved in school management, school administration, that school should be a place where students should feel happy. The teachers should create an environment where the students feel that they are loved, they are cared about, they are respected, so that there is a very cordial and friendly atmosphere in the school, and the students can learn such atmosphere easily. And so it is good to love school which has been fortunate to us. At the same time, make sure that school environment is really kept according to its purpose, so that students learn well and the teachers also teach well. So Albert, he says goodbye to his friend Yuri and Elsa, and he moves to Italy forever. So this is how we complete our chapter on Albert at school, Albert Einstein at school. Thank you for watching.